Live from clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus, and WKMG. We're getting results in your neighborhood now at 6:30 p.m.
Very easily, there could have been a homicide down there. Easily, we could have shot and killed him, or he could have shot at my deputies.
Now at 6:30, Sheriff Mike Chitwood fired up over a gun scare caught on camera at a local beach. How he's working to keep spring break safe, and what we now know about the teen under arrest. Good evening. This is News 6 at 6:30. Getting results. Thanks for joining us here live on News 6 Plus. I'm Justin Moorman.
And I'm Ginger Gadsden. Everyone likes to be number one, right? But this time, it's safe to say one Florida city wishes it did not top the charts. Ahead in our roundup of top trending stories, which Florida city was number one in the nation for termite infestations, and how Central Florida stacks up. Plus, the saga behind a legendary Florida gator. But you won't find Two-Toed Tom in Gainesville, separating fact from fiction for a red-eyed gator blamed for everything from eating mules to attacking women.
But now at 6:30, we do want to start with that scare on the first day of spring break. Cell phone video spotted a 16-year-old pulling a gun, sending people scrambling on the beach. Body camera video shows teams of deputies quickly moving in to bring this situation to a safe end. It was chaotic. And just in, prosecutors tell News 6 they're charging that 16-year-old as an adult. Now, Volusia County Sheriff says the boy came there to deal drugs. It played out yesterday on New Smyrna Beach, just north of Flagler Avenue. News 6 investigator Eric Sandoval breaks down the new details.
We got a gun. He's got a gun on the beach. Drop the f***ing gun, motherfucker!
Body camera video shows just how close beachgoers were when a 16-year-old pulled out a gun and pointed it at a group of people along the shoreline.
Now remember, there's massive crowds on the beach. He's running. He never gets rid of that gun.
Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood says 16-year-old Felixander Solis Guzman was on New Smyrna Beach to sell pot. He says his deputies found 20 small baggies of it inside a satchel that he tried to ditch into the ocean, along with a Glock 9mm pistol.
He's out there, spring break, I'm going to come out and sell weed, and I'm going to be armed to the teeth. And not expecting that there's deputies out on foot. They're not driving around in trucks, waving at everybody. They're actually out on foot, going into these crowds to see what's going on. The last thing they expected was to have somebody armed with a handgun.
Back up! Back up!
You can just see people running all over the place.
We showed the video to News 6 safety expert Trooper Steve Montiero.
They identified the person with the gun, but they also need to identify their backdrop. And it's the first thing we're taught in firearms as a law enforcement officer.
When you say backdrop, it's people in the background.
What is behind the threat before you start shooting?
So you're putting other people in danger.
Absolutely.
Don't make me do this. Don't do this.
News 6 investigated the training Volusia County deputies go through as part of our Solutionary series. That's where we uncovered their goal is to end stressful and dangerous situations peacefully. Chitwood says no shots were fired in this case, and the teenage gunman, who was wanted on 7 warrants out of Orange County, now faces 11 more charges.
We are working with the state attorney today to see if the little cherub can be bumped up based on his criminal history to an adult.
And late Friday afternoon, the state attorney agreed, charging Solis Guzman as an adult. In New Smyrna Beach, Eric Sandoval, Getting Results, News 6.
And we are also staying on top of breaking news coming out of Sumter County. Investigators say a man who violently kidnapped a woman has now barricaded himself inside a home. This all started in Wildwood, where James Savage forced the woman into his car and then took off. The good news here, that woman is safe, but officers and deputies say Savage is refusing to come out of a home along Southeast 174th Bellhaven Loop. That's in the Villages. Sky 6 flew over that scene near Buena Vista Boulevard and Highway 42. Investigators are asking people to avoid the area. We'll have updates on clickorlando.com and tonight on the news at 11 o'clock. We have new details tonight on a police department shakeup that has Volusia County talking. We first told you last night at 11 o'clock, Holly Hills police chief resigned amid an investigation into, quote, inappropriate incidents involving a sergeant. Tonight, Volusia County's sheriff has appointed members of his team to temporarily take control of that department. News 6's Molly Reed is in Holly Hill digging into what we know about this scandal.
We know besides the now former Chief Jeff Miller here, a sergeant and captain are also on leave during this investigation. We also know now that this investigation actually started weeks ago with one allegation, but as detectives started looking into it, more came to the surface. So today I went to Sheriff Mike Chitwood, who is leading the transition here, to find out what's going on now. But you guys are going to be taking at least over for a little bit for the law enforcement there.
Yeah, we can't really say much. It's an ongoing investigation. It's being conducted by us on one hand and FDLE on the other side of the house.
Sheriff's Office leaders are now heading the Holly Hill Police Department and investigating allegations into the three men. This is the letter Chief Jeff Miller turned in this morning after verbally resigning last night. It says he's proud of the department and their accomplishments, but doesn't give a reason for leaving. Other city leaders declined to comment today on the matter, but the city manager sent me this, his letter to city employees. It says an allegation against a sergeant surfaced a few weeks ago, and as the investigation unfolded, quote, additional accusations emerge implicating the chief and captain. Are you guys going to be there basically until maybe they hire a new chief, or just the investigation's done with, or what's the timeline?
We're here until they tell us they no longer need us. And the thing I impressed upon the city manager yesterday and the mayor today was, do not rush quality for the sake of quantity.
Now, the nature of these allegations has not been revealed to the public just yet. Neither has a description about the potential victims as far as if they're employees here or just regular residents in Holly Hill. I did reach out to Jeff Miller for comment on this entire situation, but he has not responded at this time. In Holly Hill, Volusia County, I'm Molly Reed getting results, News 6.
And just into News 6, the Coastal Florida Police Benevolent Association is weighing in on the shakeup at Holly Hill Police headquarters tonight. The statement reads in part, our hearts go out to the professional men and women of Holly Hill Police. They continue to uphold the law and maintain order as they do every day. The community should sleep comfortably knowing these dedicated professionals are on the job.
Tonight, we know a trial is now set for Monday in the Christmas 2022 murder of two teens at the compound, the youngest just 14 years old. Now, the compound is a never-finished Palm Bay neighborhood that is no stranger to crime. News 6's James Barbero was in court today where one of the two teen suspects had the chance to avoid trial, but chose not to.
So given the choice between facing 20 years in prison or life, Jamarcus Simpson walked into the courtroom today and actually told the judge he'd rather go to trial than accept the state's plea bargain. The 18-year-old blames the 17-year-old defendant in this Christmas 2022 tragedy, Juan Sheeran, for shooting Trayvon Anthony and Jeremiah Brown. The Anthony and Brown families watched as Judge Steve Henderson then said Simpson's trial starts Monday.
And have you made a decision as to whether or not you want to accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And what is that decision?
Take it to trial.
So you're rejecting the state's offer?
Yes.
Okay. Right, well, so we're slated for jury selection on Monday.
Chris Barris is Jamarcus Simpson's attorney. Chris, why did your client reject the state's offer today?
Reason he rejected it is because he did not kill those two teens at the compound. At trial, you'll hear from a witness. She overheard Juan Sheeran tell a group of his friends that he killed both Trayvon and Jeremiah.
Are you confident the jury will see it the way you do?
I hope so. I hope they will take this evidence that the state's own witness will present about the admission.
And like Simpson, Sheeran has also pleaded not guilty. His case is not going to trial yet. I also reached out today to Palm Bay, and the city tells me it will pick up its discussion on developing the compound to discourage crime at a council meeting next month. You can read the full statement I got on clickorlando.com. In Brevard County, I'm James Sparvero, getting results, News 6.
Well, there has been a slight delay in tonight's countdown at Kennedy Space Center. We were expecting a 6:39 launch, but late this afternoon, SpaceX announced it wanted a little more time. Now it will attempt to send up the next batch of Starlink internet satellites at 7:57. Last night, the launch was scrubbed, or SpaceX would only say then a countdown halt was called. Turns out there was an issue with an arm that is supposed to retract before launch. Again, right now that launch is set for 7:57. You can watch it live on News 6, clickorlando.com, and right here on the News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
A pesky problem that can literally eat away your home is one of the top stories trending tonight on clickorlando.com. We're talking termites, the enemy of all Florida homeowners.
Oh, that is such a pain, right? So pest control giant Orkin is out with this year's list of most termite-infested cities. There's a list for everything. And Florida has taken the top spot. In case you didn't know, termites are small ant-like insects, and they eat a strictly high-fiber diet. A lot of that fiber comes from the wood in our homes, unfortunately. Their colonies also thrive on paper and drywall. So congratulations, I guess, to Miami. Orkin says, hands down, that is the most termite-infested city in the nation. They've treated more homes for termites there than anywhere else for 2 years in a row now. Number 3 is Tampa. But Central Florida, we're not left out. Orlando was 8th for the most termite-infested homes in the past year. The City Beautiful jumped 2 spots this year, edging out West Palm Beach.
Goody. Don't come to my house.
I mean, it's terrible, but if you've ever had an infestation or seen someone or know someone who has, it is something.
I was at a rental home once. I went to open the back door.
Did it crumble in your hands?
Well, the door fell off the hinges. So
that's what happened.
Got out of there.
All right, you can also find Orkin's full top 10 list of the home on the homepage of clickorlando.com.
All right, so number 2 on our top trending stories tonight. Seems like a lot of you guys want a fanny pack.
Yeah, you do.
The headline, win a new 6 swag bag. And here's what it contains and how you can win. 7 of our lucky new 6 insiders will walk away with a new 6 swag bag. And it's filled with goodies like a coffee mug, umbrella, and more. And I think it was because I added last night that Ginger's headshot, signed headshot, was also going to be included, and that's why a lot of folks clicked on that, Ginger.
I'm going to go with that, Justin.
So you can enter every day to win. It's free to become an insider, and it's free to enter. Just head to clickorlando.com/insider, confirm your email, and then enter to win the swag bags.
I'm going to start checking on eBay for our swag stuff to see if it's on there. All right, tonight's final top trending story may just be the headline of the day. Listen to it. Two-toed Tom is Florida's legendary 18-foot alligator. Is he still roaming the state, though? When you hear a headline like that one, odds are pretty good it was discovered by one of our favorites here, clickorlando.com and News 6 digital producer Anthony Talcott.
Anthony's going to join us regularly here on News 6 at 6:30, giving us the story behind some of these stories you're talking about. So take it away, Anthony.
Ginger and Justin. So I posted my story about the legend of Two-Toed Tom during News 6 mornings. Already thousands of people have clicked to learn more. Unfortunately, there are no actual pictures of Tom to share, but that's because he was a mythic 18-foot gator from the early 1900s. Didn't have the best photo technology back then. Now, he's named Two-Toed Tom after losing 3 toes to a steel trap. Reportedly, he terrorized South Alabama and the Panhandle, but his legend lives on in a festival held each year in a town called Esto. Now, famed Florida journalist E.W. Carswell says Tom was known for his red eyes and was blamed for everything from eating mules and children to attacking women. Now, Alabama hunting mobs tried to slay the beast, but Tom's hide was so tough that it apparently deflected bullets. When they blasted his pond with dynamite, he packed up and he moved over to the Florida Panhandle. Now, locals claim that he fell in love with the train whistle from nearby Alabama and Florida Lumber Company and responded with a bellow that terrified mules, horses, and chickens from miles away.
I'm sorry, Anthony. What?
Oh, yeah, it's a crazy one. It's a crazy one. But turns out there might be more truth than fiction.
Okay.
So I asked Dr. Frank Mazzotti, a wildlife professor at the University of Florida, and he told me that alligators will often bellow at big truck jets and more.
Oh my gosh.
So, not really beyond the realm of reason that he might have been falling in love with a steam whistle. And it turns out that a gator's hide is in fact so strong that under the right conditions, it can deflect bullets.
What?
Yep.
A bulletproof eye?
Depends on the caliber of the bullet and how big the alligator is, what kind of firearm you're using, but yeah.
Wow, you know a lot about this. Okay, so there's not even a sketch of Two-Toed Tom?
Nope. We have some old drawings from the 1950s, 1960s, but nothing in person.
All right, I'm just curious. All right.
It is mysterious. Now, Carswell believes that this might have been a bunch of different alligators all kind of wrapped up into one.
Like a centipede? What happened? What?
Yeah. So a bunch of gators might have been attacking a bunch of folks, and then all their crimes just got lumped into this one big gator. So, but I guess we'll never know for sure.
I mean, I feel like you at some point will, Anthony, get to the bottom of Two-Toed Tom, and we'll get some kind of artist rendering.
I feel like you need to take some ayahuasca or something to learn the real history of it, because I think the moonshine was kicking a little bit strong in the Panhandle back then with this Two-Toed Tom. So, that's the Esto, Florida seal there. It's the motto. It's the mascot, I guess, right?
Yep. That is the official motto of the town, Esto, the home of Two-Toe Tom.
All right.
And that's where the Two-Toe Tom Trot is held every September.
September. Okay, that's my birthday month. Maybe as a gift to myself this year, I'll just go to Esto and celebrate with Two-Toe Tom or his memory. That's a great story.
Well, if you want to take a trek there from Central Florida, Esto's about 360 miles northwest of Orlando, and it's closer to Dothan, Alabama than Panama City. And Justin, I guess you could call Esto a boomtown. Population has jumped from 341 as of the 2020 census, so it's a pretty happening place to be.
Yeah, despite
unless you're a small child, a woman, or something that.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why
eat.
they're seeing so much growth, because I think Two-Toe Tom may not be there anymore.
Yeah, up to 18 feet long, Anthony, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah. Now the largest gator on record is only about half a foot shorter than that.
Okay.
So it's plausible that he might have actually existed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you can read my full story out on clickorlando.com.
And I will.
I mean, I just want you to read the story for us because it's way more entertaining that way. Great job, Anthony.
Yeah.
Love having you with us on this. So,
Me too.
Thanks.
Me too.
Justin Ginger, thank you.
Now we know about Two-Toe Tom. Love it. So you know what might be the next trending story on our website?
A surprise sight from Sky 6. This, an enormous creature
Two-Toe
our
Tom.
pilot spotted while buzzing the beach. All new when News 6 at 6:30 continues.
I want to talk more about Two-Toe Tom. That was so interesting. Falling in love with a train whistle. That really grabbed my attention. Good job, Tony. We are looking at temperatures staying mild as we head through the evening hours. Right now sitting at 86 degrees. We fall to 69 degrees by 3 o'clock tomorrow morning. We hit a high today of 88 degrees. We're going back into record territory this weekend, but a big cool down's on the way. We'll time all that out for you coming up.
Also, one of the largest art festivals in the nation is back right here in Central Florida. We asked one of the artists what sets Winter Park's Sidewalk Fest apart.
But first, live streaming elections. Why Orange County's new supervisor hopes putting ballot counts online will ease concerns about accuracy. That's next.
You're watching News 6 at 6:30 live on News 6 Plus. We're getting results in Palm Coast, Lady Lake, and all of Central Florida. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Now it's 6:30 and only on News 6. We're streaming this broadcast live for you every weeknight. And Orange County's elections will soon be live streamed too.
Yeah, the supervisor of elections office ran a test run of live stream on the mail-in vote count ahead of next Tuesday's primary election. The polls are already open with early voting running through 6 p.m. Sunday. It is the first election for the first new election supervisor in Orange County in more than 3 decades. Glenn Gilzian was recently appointed by the governor. He told News 6 investigator Mike Holfeld he hopes live streams will eliminate any doubt of accuracy.
So if you go to the ocfelections.gov website and you click on ballot processing live stream,
fill in your name, address, and email, submit, and you're in. Just like that.
Just like that.
Welcome to live stream on OrangeCountyFloridaOfElections.com. And what are we watching right now?
Right now you're watching all the ballots being processed.
The technology has always been there. When the chairs were full, overflow crowds could observe Orange County's mail-in ballot count from monitors in the Supervisor of Elections building. Well, now, transparency is going live stream, coast to coast.
I think we are probably the first county in the state that has this system, a live streaming system.
Daniel Reese is the Chief Information Officer for Orange County's Supervisor of Elections office. We met with him on Thursday as the live stream experiment made its unofficial debut.
Right now we are processing the vote-by-mail ballots, but at some point we're going to start processing the early voting ballots as well, and then election day ballots. So every single ballot that gets cast will go through this room and will get tabulated and processed through the high-speed machines.
Glenn Gilzian, the newly appointed Orange County Supervisor of Elections, is behind this high-tech transparency project.
The true intent is just to show that our elections are safe. When an Orange County citizen votes, their vote is counted, and more importantly, there's transparency.
So far, so good?
Yes, sir.
So this is what you'll see on your smartphone, computer, you name it. Live stream, accuracy, transparency. No questions asked. What's going on behind us here?
Right now, it's the process of opening and taking out the ballots.
Judge Jeanette Bigney is the chair of the Orange County Supervisor of Elections Canvassing Board. 3 members, 3 alternates, always observing the process and maintaining accuracy.
The staff goes through the ballots first. Any discrepancies or questions go to the canvassing board.
The privacy remains, but you're able to see in real time what's going on.
Correct.
So
that's my understanding.
You feel comfortable with that?
It's new, and with anything, there might be issues, but we'll see how this rolls out.
So remember, March 19th, the dress rehearsal begins. Sign up, observe, and be part of the process. Mike Holfeld, Getting Results, News 6.
It is shaping up to be a great weekend to get outside, and many folks will make their way to Winter Park.
Yeah, they are headed for one of the nation's largest art festivals. This is the 65th year for the Winter Park Sidewalk Art Festival. Organizers expect to welcome 350,000 art lovers. Artists from around the world show off and sell their artwork along Park Avenue and throughout Central Park. We caught up with one of those artists this morning.
This is probably some of the best art I've seen at any show. A lot of diversity, so it's always fresh coming here. Different things that you see are inspiring.
And you can also stop by for a live concert tonight. It'll be going on until 9:30. The 3-day art extravaganza runs through Sunday.
Looks like some good food too. Well, instead of art, you may want to get out in nature or maybe hit the beach. Take a look at what our pilot spotted from Sky 6. That is a large manta ray in the ocean. Charles tells us it was south of New Smyrna Beach around noon. He was doing some maintenance on Sky 6's camera at the time, so he grabbed his cell phone and took this video. What a beautiful shot, though.
That has to be pretty sizable, too, because he's up there pretty high, and it still looks pretty big. I wonder what is that that thing? What's shooting out of it?
Don't know.
Okay.
Suddenly I feel pressure to come up with an answer.
I know, we'll find
out
later. All right, Chief Meteorologist Tom Searles is off tonight, but Julie Broughton is here bringing us news of a great weekend.
It'll be a beautiful weekend, another really warm next couple of days. So if you're outside, just take a lot of breaks. And if you're heading to the beach, we do want to remind you that we are looking at a moderate threat of rip current. So always swim near a lifeguard. Water temperature still in the mid-60s out in Daytona Beach. 85 degrees will be the high tomorrow in Daytona Beach. Surf is is at 1 to 2 feet. Here's what it looks like for you right now in Daytona Beach. This is our Daytona Toyota DeLand Kia Camry. Such a pretty shot. Still some folks out there. It was just packed earlier today, and that will be the case as we head through the next couple of weeks, really. 80 degrees right now in Daytona Beach. Feels like 82 degrees. Winds are coming in out of the east-southeast at 9 miles per hour. This is what it looks like from our Launch Credit Union camera in Port Canaveral. Really looking beautiful out there. I don't think we'll see any weather-related problems for that launch coming up in about an hour or so. 77 degrees right now in Port Canaveral. Elsewhere, it is still sitting at 86 degrees in Orlando. It's 85 in Kissimmee, 84 in the Villages and in Leesburg, and 77 degrees right now if you are in Palm Coast. This is what it looks like for you on the radar. We are scanning out, not finding any showers to track for you. There is our sea breeze moving inland, but it hasn't been able to produce any showers for us, and that will be the case for the next couple of days. Now, here's what we're watching as we head into the beginning of the week. This front sitting off to our north is pushing to the south. This brings big time changes in our weather starting on Monday. This is also the same system that produced all that severe weather in the Midwest last night. It's already losing some of its energy. It will not be a widespread severe weather event for us. We'll mainly be talking about scattered showers and the potential of a few isolated stronger storms. Clouds and rain forecast for you. Not much to track as we head through the next 24 hours. Partly cloudy skies through the overnight hours, and then your Saturday again will be up near 90 degrees. So if you do have outdoor plans, maybe going to the Winter Park Art Fest, just make sure you hydrate because you can really overheat quickly when we're talking about temperatures like that. Plenty of sunshine for our weekend. For tonight, we see an overnight low of 65 degrees under a partly cloudy sky. Now here's your hour-by-hour forecast for tomorrow.
Your forecast is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Normal high this time of year is around 79 degrees. By 4 o'clock, we go to 89 degrees, and at noon we'll already be at 80 degrees and then back down to 80 by 8 o'clock. Next 7 days shapes up like this for you. 88 degrees on Sunday. Then that front heads our way on Monday with that 50% chance of showers and some thunderstorms. Look at the difference that makes for Tuesday. We dry things out, we clear things out. 69 degrees, that will be our high on Tuesday. 74 for our high on Wednesday, and then back up close to 80 by Thursday.
All right, thank you, Julie. 200 dogs and puppies were taken from one North Florida home.
The shelter there simply overwhelmed. So one local rescue jumped in to get results. How many of these dogs they are now taking in and how local dog lovers can help. Stay with us. We're back in 2 minutes. All right, we all still have a few hours to get our hands on tickets for the 6th largest Mega Millions drawing in history.
Thanks to those high ticket sales, the jackpot again jumped today by about $23 million. Wow. So at last check, $815 million up for grabs, and that could go higher. That jackpot has been building since December. The lump sum cash prize, a meager $385 million.
Okay.
So maybe that's not quite enough to persuade you to play.
It is.
Yeah.
A second chance at a giant jackpot is just days away as well. Tomorrow night's Powerball stands at $600 million. You can expect that to grow too. Remember, the only place to see both of those drawings is right here on WKMG moments before News 6 at 11 o'clock.
So if you don't win a prize, you could still change the luck for a furry friend in need.
Oh my gosh.
These videos, I might have to look away. A local rescue stepping in to help get results after an incredible 200 dogs and puppies were seized in Putnam County. So their elderly owner was trying to take care of them, but the number of dogs kept multiplying and it grew out of control. Poodle and Pooch Rescue in DeLand is taking in 30 of those doggos. Some are in pretty bad shape, some are also pregnant. Volunteers tell us the pups are now at a local animal hospital for treatment before getting them ready to find a forever home.
The rescue community is a pretty small community, so word spreads fast when there's a need.
Oh. Is that a teddy bear?
I'll take it.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I wanted to look away. Most dogs are spayed. They weren't spayed or neutered, so state leaders asked nonprofit rescues to help. Oh my goodness. And Poodle and Pooch did not hesitate. As soon as they get healthy, they will be ready for adoption.
I can't even stand it anymore. That's fantastic. I'm glad that they are being helped, and it didn't look like they just didn't get the care they needed. That person tried to take care of them and couldn't. So I know what we'll be doing in the next few minutes.
We can drive straight there.
And get back for the news at 11. Thanks for watching News 6 at 6:30, though. Stream News 6 anytime online at our News 6 Plus Smart TV app.
And we break news on clickorlando.com. We'll all see you back here tonight at 11. Take care.